Welcome back to another episode of MotoGP Mac, and today we're going to talk about Fabio Quartararo getting a long lap penalty for Silverstone's Grand Prix for the incident during the Assen Grand Prix with Aleix Espargaro. Now, there is no doubt that the move that Fabio made was not on, in the way that it was never actually going to work. He had to turn that bike way too tight to get underneath Alex, and Fabio crashed and took Alex off into the gravel. Now, Alex was able to recover from that 15th place to 4th position. A couple of laps more, he probably would have had the podium or second. And like he did say that the pace that he had in the bike was amazing. Now, would he have done that had the crash not happened? We don't know, but you know, I don't think he would have had that pace, in my own opinion, because I think Alex is a very emotional rider and red rag to a bull when that happened with Quartararo. So there's definitely a couple of extra tenths or a couple of extra seconds in Aleix after that happened. But what I find very strange about it is that the move was never on. Realistically, Fabio was never going to get underneath him properly and hold it. And, you know, the stewards decided that they would give him a long lap penalty. Now, cast your mind back to a couple of weeks earlier in Catalonia, where Taka Nakagami came down the inside, moved from right to left on the circuit, and took out 2 other riders with himself. However, there was no penalty, no nothing, you know, that was it. And this is what really, I suppose, irks me about MotoGP. You know, Nakagami took out and destroyed 2 other riders' races. Got no penalty. Fabio, he made a move, and to be fair with Fabio, he's not a dirty rider. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Not saying he shouldn't have got some sort of penalty at all, but you know, he got a long lap penalty. This is the very same I suppose punishment that someone will get for blocking someone on the track or whatever. But blocking on the track was not majorly impacting the person's race or position. So it's just, for me, is something that really irks me, is that, you know, the stewards in this series are paid professionals, do you know what I mean? But there's a massive amount of inconsistency in how they apply the rulings. Now, saying that, I know what it's like to be the person that has to make up their minds in this decision, and I'm coming from a place of, I used to do clerk of the course for go-kart racing in Ireland, so I know what it's like to be in the position to be running a race, dealing with an incident, looking at the regulations, the rules, and trying to interpret them. But, you know, this is professional motor racing. These guys are paid professionals. This is their job. They know and understand it. But the amount of inconsistency, Taka, in my view, should have got a very serious penalty. You know, Quartararo, realistically, in my view, it's not a long lap, it's a position penalty for the next Grand Prix. Blocking someone on the racetrack like Miller and Morbidelli did, you know, that is a long lap penalty. Do you know what I mean? You impeded someone, whether it was intentional or unintentional. You know, you did do it. And, you know, I do think there has to be consequences for your action. If you make a mistake and you impact someone else's race, and I've said this prior even to Fabio getting this done, I said this as soon as I saw the Nakagami incident, you know, if you make a mistake and you impact someone else's race because of your mistake, you should get a penalty. It's as simple as that. And there should be no ifs, ands or buts about it, in my opinion. But I'd love to know what your opinion on it is. Do you think Fabio deserves a penalty? What do you think of the standard of the decisions that the stewards are making in MotoGP? Leave them in the comments below, and I'll be back again tomorrow with another video. I just want to take a minute to also thank you for watching my videos and the support that you've shown so far. If you haven't subscribed already and you would like to subscribe, it would mean an awful lot to me if you did. I'm starting this channel realistically so that we can all enjoy MotoGP together, with the aim of streaming a live video when the GP races are on.